Hello, my name is Lucas Moitzinis, and I'm going to be talking about human rights in Lithuania. Lithuania is a small country on the Baltic coast. It is one of three Baltic states, along with Estonia and Latvia. It is located in Eastern Europe. Lithuania is a relatively small country with a population of about 2.8 million and a 1.08% population decline per year. It is a semi-presidential republic, and its GDP per capita is about $32,000. Lithuania was a cluster of tribal territories up until 1236 AD, when King Mindaugas united the tribes to form one country. By the end of the 14th century, Lithuania was the largest state in Europe. An alliance with Poland in 1386 led the two countries into a union through the person of a common ruler. In 1940, the USSR annexed Lithuania. On March 11, 1990, Lithuania became the first of the Soviet republics to declare its independence. The last Russian troops withdrew from Lithuania in 1993. Lithuania subsequently restructured its economy for the integration into Western European institutions, and it joined both NATO and the EU in the spring of 2004. Following its independence from the Soviet Union, Lithuania has been rebuilding a lot. However, it still has some human rights issues that it is still tackling. The first of those issues is LGBTQ rights. In Lithuania, there is no recognition of same-sex couples, and same-sex marriage is constitutionally banned. Same-sex couples cannot adopt children in Lithuania. There is also a big problem of censoring LGBT-related public information, including pride parades and other organized protests. Gender change is only possible with a court's decision and sex reassignment surgery, which is a human rights violation because not all transgender people want to undergo surgery, and so it is a human rights violation to require transgender people to undergo surgery to alter their official documents. The second major issue that I found with Lithuania was children's rights. Children's rights are not very well protected in terms of poverty, education, right to protection, disability, and sexual exploitation. In 2008, the child poverty rate rose to 22.8% and was even higher in single-parent families as well as large families. In Lithuania, an increased aid for these families is not a priority, putting children at risk. In terms of education, with around 8% of children unschooled, children's right to education is not guaranteed in Lithuania. This problem especially affects young girls. In terms of right to protection, there is a lack of prevention and knowledge about children's emergency and rescue procedures. Many children live in homes with abusive and/or alcoholic families, especially in rural areas. Alcoholism is a big problem in Lithuania, and a lot of children are affected by it. In terms of disability, disabled children are often neglected and/or not accepted, oftentimes being put in orphanages or left on the street. And a lot of children with disabilities are considered as a source of difficulty to their families. Lithuanian legislation does not make any provisions for the social integration for disabled people, so they remain isolated and invisible in the eyes of society. In terms of sexual exploitation, more than 20% of prostitutes are minors, and some are only 11 years old or younger. Other children have been exploited in the making of pornographic movies. Here are some news articles about issues that I've brought up. For this one, on March 10th, the Lithuanian Parliament approved an agenda for the upcoming plenary session. This agenda included 3 homophobic and transphobic laws that would be taken into consideration. The first one was a total ban of gender reassignment procedures, including hormone treatment and surgeries. The second one was a constitutional amendment on the definition of a family life, leading us to the third one, which was agreements of cohabitation, which strips same-sex couples of a family status. This news article described how Lithuania granted asylum to gay Chechen men who were fleeing persecution from the Russian government. This last article was very interesting because it talked about how the Lithuanian government planned to eliminate all orphanages in the Lithuanian capital Vilnius by the year 2020. They're still working on it, but a lot of progress has been made in getting children out of institutions and into better homes. Here are some images of the issues that I've brought up. This first one shows a bus at Lithuania's Baltic Pride Parade, which was held in the capital city of Vilnius in 2016. And it shows the slogan of the parade, which was, "We are reality, not propaganda." The reason behind the slogan was that the Lithuanian government had been saying that uh, this Pride parade was gay propaganda, and so the organizers of the parade wanted to humanize the LGBTQ community. This second image shows two protesters holding up a sign that says "Stop Censorship in Lithuania." These next two images show issues with children's rights. So this first image is of an orphan at the Vilnius Home for Infants, and this last image shows a girl begging for money on the street in the capital city, Vilnius. Next, I'm going to talk about some non-governmental organizations in Lithuania that are important to these issues. This first organization is the LGL, or the National LGBT Rights Organization of Lithuania. So the LGL is the only non-governmental organization in Lithuania that exclusively represents the interests of the local LGBTQ community. They are very good at organizing events for members of the community and also holding rallies, and they were also a large sponsor of Baltic Pride in Vilnius in 2016. The second organization is the SOS Vaikų Kaimai. So the SOS is an organization that is dedicated to helping children at risk. They provide clothes and food for children in need, in addition to other services to help children. This last organization is called Gelbėkit Vaikus, or Save the Children in Lithuania. So Save the Children is the world's leading independent organization that works for children and representing children's rights. They deal with a lot of legal issues, and they also help put kids in better homes. So in conclusion, although Lithuania does have a few issues that they're dealing with, they are doing their best to get better, and so I gave Lithuania an A-. Thank you for listening.